Hey everybody, it's Rob here. We just finished the Diablo 4 campfire chat and we have a bunch of news. Next week we're gonna get the patch. We're gonna get no nerfs basically, a lot of buffs. Vampiric power is gonna come back. We're gonna get finally we're gonna get a PTR server for season 4 coming forward. And yeah, next week is the patch. Let's jump into it. So the first thing they talked about is which vampiric powers are making a comeback for the next season. And this is a Cursed Touch, Blood Boil, Hectic, Metamorphosis, Moonrise, and Undying. And we have them all here. They are not coming as uniques, but they are coming as aspects into the game. So you can see here, this is one of the fan favorites here, a Cursed Touch, where you're basically cursing enemies, you're making them vulnerable. This is an offensive power. Then we have the Blood Boil. This is like the guaranteed overpower after some seconds. Really cool to see. Every 20 seconds your next skill guarantees to overpower. Really cool for the buffs. Then we have the Undying. This is like for all the injured builds, where you get up to 2% damage reduction for every point of life missing. Yeah, you can link the block. Then we have 3 more. We have the mobility aspect here, Metamorphosis. I think this is the best one. So whenever you evade, you turn into a cloud of bats and you become unstoppable. This is going to be tremendously helpful. We've been recently making a Necromancer, our starting one, and this is going to be helpful for basically every class. I think we're going to almost play this on everything. And this comes as a mobility aspect, so you can put this on your boots, on your chest, on your gloves, etc., etc. It's going to be really good. Then we have the Moonrise here. This one is the basic attack. I don't really like this one too much. But yeah, you also have this. And then you have the Hectic here, where you are basically reducing your cooldowns. And boy, is the Argless Sorc gonna get even more speed with the Hectic. I think that's gonna be amazing. So that's pretty cool. I have all the summary, by the way, here in the spreadsheet. And just a quick TLDR of all the stuff. We're gonna get the full patch notes here tomorrow, guys, with all the details. We get a blog that is up here in a few minutes. And yeah, they also touched a lot on snapshotting. And what they basically will do is they will fix a lot of snapshots here. They will remove, or they will try to remove all cases of snapshots long run. And they actually removed a lot of them already. And what is going to be really cool is in the Gauntlet, they're going to lock our gear completely, right? So for the Gauntlet, and I'm worried about one thing, but for the Gauntlet, gear, skill tree, and Paragon cannot be changed. But, you know, there is a lot of snapshots you can actually do on your pets. So I don't know if you can change your pet setup. That would be something. They also briefly touched on that this non-snapshotting will affect channeling builds, such as Whirlwind Barb, quite a lot, because you know you used to be able to snapshot like Limitless Rage and Edge's Master whenever you casted Whirlwind. So this is basically also a nerf for like those channeling and some of the Whirlwind Barbs. But we'll see how exactly this is gonna treat us. And yeah, we just have the blog post up here. We also have a big sneak peek into the Gauntlet on this blog post. I'm going to link this in the description. We're going to talk about the Gauntlet in a second here. But first, I want to talk about like all the class updates that they have planned here. So they basically said there's almost no nerfs coming, not even for the Barbarian. First thing here is they're changing the construct a little bit. So they resolved an issue where the construct would double dip basically from Warcry and things like that. They nerfed a couple of the poisonous and burning supports. You've seen my videos, like we've been hitting for trillions with this, so this is a pretty good thing. And for class updates for our main class here, Barbarian. So right now they basically recognize that Barbarian is one of the more powerful classes right now, and they are not planning. Yes, they're not planning to nerf charge just yet. But the way they formulated this is it's most likely that they will actually nerf charge in Season 4. But right now they're not nerfing it. They're actually buffing basic skills on Barb to just get some more juice there early game. They are buffing underused skills here, such as this is Sorc, such as Ground Stomp. So here you see they're buffing Ground Stomp to increase to decrease ultimate CDR. They are buffing Iron Skin to increase fortify amount. They are buffing like the ultimate even Call of the Ancients. They are buffing Gorge, Devastating Grasp. I guess this will make up a little bit for the loss in power. This is gonna probably be yeah, it's gonna be end up like +4 ranks to Whirlwind, and it's gonna finally get the explosion damage a bit better. But yeah, Barb is basically not gonna get any nerfs. Hoda is untouched, and also Charge Barb is untouched. But the outlook is Charge Barb is gonna, you know, get nerfed next season. But they also showed us a sneak peek of the Gauntlet, which we will talk about in a bit. I'll probably make a separate video going in detail. But in general, they had 3 classes. It was a Sorcerer playing the Gauntlet, Ball Lightning Sorcerer, a Bonespear Necromancer, and a Barbarian. And the Barbarian was overperforming a lot because, yeah, the Gauntlet is only tier 70, sadly. More on that later. Then on Sorc, they buffed Incinerate. Like, this is the channeling spell that's very underused. They are buffing Conjuration skills, and they are buffing underused passives and Paragon Glyphs. Huge W here. Druid is getting a lot of buffs here as well. Winch here. Again, the sheet here is going to be in the description. I just put out, like, all the important information here. They're also finally buffing the Companion damage, and they will also be buffing the Necromancer minions later here. So Companions get basically a buff throughout the board. On Rogue, they actually said they're going to be nerfing the Weapon Mastery passive. This was just, you know, there was a bug with it, so they're going to nerf it a bit because it's giving you like 4x damage or something right now. And yeah, they're turning this down. But yeah, in the end, like, they are basically increasing attack speed of all the basic skills. They are buffing Flurry, they're buffing Precision. Lots of cool changes here for the Rogue. Necromancer, you see here, minions get a 20% baseline buffs, and a bunch of their synergies are getting buffed. I still don't feel this is going to be enough for the Necromancer, especially the minion build, to be viable. But you see the line here, they are looking forward to do more changes in Season 4. So this is only the beginning, only the first step for them to address the Necromancer situation. And they're also giving the Necromancer more movement speed. You get movement speed when you have minions now, for example. From some of the Paragon Glyphs, Death Reach is getting a bit of a rework, where... Jesus. Like the image gone. But Death Reach is getting a bit of a rework where we are basically getting a bit more here. Yeah, Death Reach is basically giving us movement speed now instead of damage. I didn't really like this too much because they're basically taking away the damage part of Death Reach. I think they could have just, you know, kept the damage part to distant enemies in the game and also given us movement speed. But yeah, this is what they're doing, so yeah, this is not giving you damage now, but it's giving you movement speed. But overall, I think pretty cool changes for the Necromancer. Then we have the update timing, and this was really cool, because they really asked us like how we, as the player base, would want updates to the game to be in the future. And they asked, like, if, let's say you have, I don't know, like a buff to like 1 or 2 classes only, would we be more okay with them putting it in right away, or waiting and putting, like, you know, a full patch out that's gonna buff or change all the classes, right? And I think the majority of players, myself included, basically are under the impression that whenever they have a change coming, even if it's only for 1 or 2 classes, I think they should put it into the game right away. And you guys can let me know here in the comments if you, like, you know, if you would want more, like, less patches but bigger patches, or more frequent updates, even though if it might only like buff 1 or 2 classes. So I'm definitely one that is like, you know, don't let us wait. We are already waiting so long for this live service game. I think they should put in the content immediately. But let me know in the comments. Then we saw the Gauntlet. So I have very mixed feelings on this. They basically reconfirmed, and they showed us a lot of gameplay. Again, I'm probably going to make a separate video going in detail on the Gauntlet video here that they showcased. But yeah, you can basically see here like a ball sword playing through the Gauntlet. So they showcased this video. But what they basically reconfirmed, and you can see it here, is that the monsters, and you see here they're only trying to boost up the quality. They just recorded this. You can see here that the monster level is only 124. And they basically reconfirmed that the Gauntlet is not really supposed to be like challenging endgame content. Like, at least like that's how I understood it. Like, it's only Nightmare 170. It's monster level 124. So this is gonna be very easy content. It's not really gonna challenge, you know, your character in terms of surviving, in terms of DPS. It's more like, you know, a speed run. It's like basically very speed focused, and it does not look like this is changing. So I'm a bit disappointed by this. I was hoping that, you know, they're gonna like, you know, make something crazy every week. Like, you know, 1 week it's more speed focused. The other week it's like upper 12 Zir tier 20 or something, like, you know, some hard content. The other week there's like 20 butchers in one room or something. You know, make it crazy, make it interesting. But it's basically like a small map here. And there was some stuff here that, I don't know, like, I hope they will clarify a bit. Like, we will check here in this blog post, but you can also like read about all the stuff here. What you can do, and like there's different shrines and things like that, and like basically how the scores work. Again, I will make a separate video going into this next days here, probably tomorrow. But what really was a bit concerning to me is that there is not really high density. Like, you are fighting like, you know, 1 or 2 monsters, maybe sometimes there's 10 monsters. Like, there's not really a lot of monsters, and there's also a lot of backtracking involved, it seemed. Like, the map has a limited amount of monsters, even though, like, when we saw the Barbarian footage, the Barbarian was even running out of monsters to kill. So you, like, in some way you have to strategize, like, that you still have monsters to kill in the end. Like, there's shrines that respawn all the monsters, basically. So there's some strategy to it. Like, one shrine basically respawns every monster in the entire dungeon. And there's another shrine that gets you, like, more points per kill. And then there's normal shrines as well, right? And you collect some of these keys here that you can open chests to get more points. You see your score here. And basically you need to get as many kills in 8 minutes. But it seemed like, when we were looking at the Barbarian footage, that he was completely running out of monsters by the end of it. Like, there was literally, like, nothing more to kill. And I don't really know, like, there was a lot of backtracking. I haven't played it, right? But, like, this just didn't look to me like what I was expecting from the Gauntlet. You know, like, he was basically like running out of monsters, and yeah, like tier 70 difficulty, obviously, for Charge Barb with Hoda is a joke. I mean, I don't know, like, he was playing like a generator in this setup. I'm not really sure why, but I mean, I guess it works because, again, it's easy content. And also you can see here, there seems to be, see if I can update the quality a bit. Whenever you kill monsters, there's like this animus on the ground or something that you have to pick up. You see, like, he has to like walk over this. I mean, there seems to be like a certain pickup radius. I'm not exactly sure, but you have to like pick up this gear, this animals that the monsters drop. So you can't just like, you know, go like super fast either, because at least it looked like you need to, from the chests and stuff, you need to pick this animus. It wasn't all like auto pickup. Like, you have to like at least be close to it and stuff, right? So I'm not really like a big fan of that, and in general about this concept. And they asked about it in the Q&A session. But what they basically said is they want to make it also very accessible for, like, you know, the more casual player audience, which is a good thing initially. But then I feel it would be cool to have like different difficulties of this or something. I don't know, man. Like, Nightmare Dungeon 70, you can probably do with a, you know, with a character that just fresh in World Tier 4, right? I mean, many of you like Nightmare Dungeon 70, like, I think many of you are actually doing like Nightmare Dungeon 100 and stuff, so. They said it's completely auto pickup, but I remember like in some video, well, I hope it's going to be auto pickup. In some video, like, why does it even have to be anything you should be pick up? But yeah, in some video, I thought they were missing something, but maybe not. So this would be a good thing. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to be. Like, we'll see when we play it, but it looks pretty okay from the pickup side. But yeah, you see here the density is not much, and he's actually like running out of monsters to kill because the map is finite. It's not an infinite going map, and you see here like he has no more monsters to kill at the end. So I'm a bit worried that I think obviously there's going to be a lot of strategy, but I'm a bit worried that there is a theoretical maximum score that you can reach because there's only so many monsters and there's only so many shrines you get. But yeah, again, I'll make a separate video about this. Like, but this was like definitely a bit negative for me. And I just wanted to share that with you. Like, they showed us the 3 different classes: Necromancer, Bone Spear. He reached like about 200k points, Sorc 210k, and yeah, the Hoda Charge Barb here reached about 300k score. They also told us what happens when you die. You basically lose 1/3 of the score, but it's not completely gone. It like drops to the ground, and then you can pick it back up, but you will obviously lose time when you have to like backtrack and go back to your store. In general, I felt there was a lot of backtracking in the Gauntlet, but that seems to be intended. I'm just not sure which part of the player base really likes this backtracking, because a huge criticism point of many of the designed dungeon was that this backtracking is annoying, and I agree. I don't like it. Like, you know, like There was a lot of backtracking. You see, he always walks through ways that were already explored. Obviously, like, you can respawn the monsters there. But still, it just doesn't have like that good a feeling to me, like when you have to backtrack and like fight the same enemies you already killed again. I don't know, I just don't like it personally. But let me know what you think in the comments, guys. So yeah, like, limited amount of monsters, Barbarian's out. Well, then there is more good news though. Like, the class balance, a big W. The Gauntlet, I didn't really like too much, but then really good news here. So on March 19th, there's going to be some contests about leaderboards, and you can win like a customized art print. More information on that soon. And then here the big surprising news, guys. We are actually going to get a public test server for Season 4. And this is probably going to happen the next days, because, or the next weeks, they said, because we already know that the Season of Construct is ending April 16th, right? And it's already March, basically, right now. So April 16th, this is like in a couple weeks. And we're going to get the patch here. So the PTR should start somewhere in March, I guess. And then, yeah, the season is starting on the 16th for Season 4. And we're actually going to have a public test server. Everybody can participate, similar to the way it worked in Diablo 3. We can give feedback. Or actually, I should say, everybody, you need the Diablo license. And it also only is for the PC version of it right now. So this is obviously going to help that there's no, like, this crazy security risk with the duping and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be very cool to like give this kind of feedback and finally get to, you know, play and experience the game. And we will hopefully have a more bug-free and dupe-free season launches going forward with Season 4, because there is a lot of stuff we can test in this PTR, especially with the itemization rework and stuff they keep mentioning. So yeah, that was a big W, man. Finally, we're gonna get PTR. I made many videos about this. And yeah, snapshotting is hopefully completely gone. I still think there is gonna be some parts that still might snapshot. But again, their general philosophy is they wanna basically remove as much snapshotting as possible for the future, and they already removed a bunch of it, right? And then we went into the Q&A. They also addressed the Uber Uniques. So you know right now, when you're salvaging an Uber Unique, you're getting like a spark. And the ratio at the moment is 5 to 1. So it takes 5 salvaged Uber Uniques to craft 1. I would have loved a 3 to 1 ratio, but they actually changed it to be a 4 to 1 ratio starting next week. So if you have any like resplendent sparks or Uber Uniques, don't craft a new Uber Unique yet. Wait, and it's going to be 1 cheaper, basically. 4 to 1. I still would like to see 3 to 1, but that's it. Yeah, then the question was asked why Gauntlet is only tier 70 speedrun. It's supposed to be accessible, obviously, like for a more casual player audience as well. Then they talked about AOZ. They will talk about it next stream. And with this PTR coming, there will be another dev stream. Probably in March, I would think. So in the next week, they said the next weeks, we're going to have another dev stream. And they will also talk about a possible AOZ comeback for Season 4. Then we have... that's like how it like sounded to me. I mean, they weren't really like 100% clear on this. He was like referring to just watch the Pete. Like somebody asked, like, you know, like, is AOZ coming back or something like that? And then like I think PTR just said that, you know, we're just gonna, you know, talk about it next stream basically, or turn it into next stream and you will learn about it. So for me, this is like, let's say, possible comeback. But it sounded to me that this will be coming back, or they will at least talk about it. And then we have, yeah, the group. And in general, like, you know, when you are looking at somebody in the leaderboards, you will be able to inspect their profile, similar to this. And they said they made some improvements to this general profile. You will not be able to see everything, but you will be able to see, they said, the skills that they used, the equipment, and the key passive and stuff like that. So I don't think you're going to see the full Paragon board. And for the teams, it's only one score, right? You can't see how much each of the players contributed to the current score. But yeah, in general, profile updates, very cool. I don't think you would still be able to hide it if you just go private profile. So there's probably going to be, yeah, a lot of, you know, people hiding their build and hiding their strategy and things like that. So yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping to get more updates even for this profile going forward. Yeah. And the vaults are like not coming back like in Season 4, but maybe in the future, what they said. And yeah, they talked about, again, like the armory and these kind of things like that are planned coming soon. They like the idea, but nothing to announce yet, basically. And yeah, that was the summary, guys. So just to like really quick, too long didn't watch. Class balance, we're not going to get nerfs, we're going to get many buffs. Cool vampiric powers coming back. Especially Metamorphosis, gonna reshape the meta on classes like Necromancer and potentially even gonna make it into almost every build, basically. The snapshot fixes, a very big W as well, I think. Gauntlet, I didn't like it too much, but we'll see. I'll definitely play it, we'll test it, and again, we'll make a separate video about it. And yeah, finally, we're getting a PTR. Season 4 is also coming soon. And we're gonna get another dev stream here the next weeks, where we'll learn more about possibly AOZ, and the public test realm, and the test server in general. Really cool to see. I'm excited. Hope you guys enjoyed this overview. Take care, my friends. GG. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.